Mauri oho, mauri tū, mauri ora, kia tātou katoa, haumi e, hui e, tai ki e. What is Mauri? Mauri is life force. It's one of a series of foundational concepts that underpins mātauranga Māori or Māori place-based knowledge systems. Māori academic Sir Mason Jury describes Mauri as a dynamic force in a network of interacting relationships that connects all things. Mauri can also be thought of as a life field, a spatially extensive connectivity that links all things that compose this living world, whether trees, whales, bacteria, mosquitoes, people, or environmental entities like earth, sea, sky, rivers, rock. So Mauri is life vitality present in all things, including things that in Western thinking have been considered inanimate or not alive. And in some place-based iwi traditions, Mauri comes first, arising at the very beginning of the cosmos as a primordial condition that underpins existence. Before ancient land, before single-celled organisms, before trees, before the dinosaurs, before humans. Do ancient rocks have a mineral life? Is an ocean alive? These are the kind of questions that arise at this moment in time, at this time of the Anthropocene, this moment of ecological crisis and opportunity for change. So where does life live? What is alive? Mauri is a particularly important concept at this time as it draws attention to how we think life, how we can understand what life is or may be. In this sense, Mauri is ontological as it attends to what life is, what being is. Ontology is a particular kind of philosophy, one concerned with livingness, with identifying the nature of being, of what reality is. Western, modernist thinking, the everyday understandings many of us still live with and that structure our cultural systems and our design decisions, is still Cartesian. That is, it's influenced by French philosopher René Descartes' binary categorizations. The categories of alive or dead, biotic or abiotic, active or passive, culture or nature are most useful to us here in this kōrero. In the West, while there's been a minor tradition of animism, which is the idea of an agential, living world, the overarching cultural understanding has been that some things are alive and active, people, for example, animals, birds, while other things are dead, passive or inactive, for example, the earth, rocks, rivers, sky. Bacteria or fungi sit uncomfortably somewhere in between life-death states in this thinking. And in this separatist binary thinking, life and death, animation and inanimation are separated. Biotic living entities such as people or animals are active agents, while environmental entities such as earth, sea or sky are passive, inert. This ontological model, this understanding of life, doesn't work well on a closed-loop planet, which is in a state of constant exchange, of recycling, of new life, of new cells being formed from organic material, and where bodies are returning to the ground and becoming something else, molecules drawn up into a tree to form leaves, or to be respired out as oxygen, all in different rhythms of flux, all in transitions, all becoming other over time through exchange and interconnection. Our current state of ecological emergency is largely driven by Western modernist or industrial culture and this binary thinking of life. In contrast, Mauri affirms the vitality, the life agency, the dynamic force that all things have in this living world. Mauri is a powerful concept for the way that it brings attention to how all life is lived in relation. All things in this living world, whether sky, sea, river, rock, bird, tree, person, are inextricably linked, planetary life support system or life web that is in constant interchange, though with differing rhythms of flux or change, dependent on whether it's the deep time of a geological entity or the ephemeral 24-hour life of a mayfly, the 2,000-year life of a Cody tree, a human lifespan, or the ongoing life of an oil-based plastic bottle that degrades to nanoparticles capable of entering, plasticizing our body's cells and potentially brains, pollution at a cellular level. This material is new to this planet. This oil-based plastic hasn't been designed to work within its recycling living systems. Its molecular bonds are too strong. There are no co-evolved microbes currently in place or in sufficient volume to break down those bonds. And so this exogenous material will continue to circulate with a toxic material agency, pooling into the deepest areas of the ocean, raining out of the sky, plasticizing, polluting the MAURI of this living world. While on this living planet, we can only ever live in exchange with the life field. Our very bodies are more than human. We are supra-organisms, incorporating human and non-human microbe symbionts that are integrated and drive key processes in our body. Further, as we eat, we take in earth, bacteria, organic matter, and this becomes the cells of our bodies. As we breathe in, we become the air around us, taking us into our cells. As we breathe out again, we exchange ourselves into the world. Our life, our living or livingness, is interlinked, inseparable from the planetary life system of interacting, intersecting relationships. Life in this context is always plural, always connected and in exchange. This is the nature of life on a planet, and this is how we need to design, with an understanding of the circular, connecting, interacting nature of the planetary life web we're part of. Thinking MAURI as life field, understanding that life is a relational network, raises ethical questions around how one takes action or interacts with a living world. How can we act with care within the relational ecological system? MAURI Ora is about this state of care and well-being. Ora is life, living, well-being, and so MAURI Ora is a state of well-being of the life field. It is social, cultural, and ecological well-being, or life web, or living systems vitality. But it is also an exhortation, an ethic, to maintain the vitality of the life field. It is a fundamental principle to act relationally with care for human and more than human well-being. MAURI, life systems vitality, and MAURI Ora, living systems well-being, and similar related concepts are relevant for anyone who wants to live on a planet. We can think of MAURI as an earth-oriented ontology, which is to say it's a way of thinking that acknowledges the realities of planetary living, the interconnectivity of all life as an inextricable web. In the concept of MAURI Ora, there is the intention for that life web to continue and indeed thrive. And other cultures share similar place-based ways of thinking that are relational and ecologically attuned. For example, the South American Buen Vivir, good life or good living, focuses on social and ecological connection and coexistence. The Japanese Ki or Chinese Qi acknowledges a vital life force or energy present in all things. And there is an ontological turn currently occurring in Western thinking. This is a turn towards relational ways of thinking that recognise the more than human, a return perhaps to the minor tradition of Western animist thinking that saw life in all things. At this time, when we're developing more ecologically attuned systems, processes, and environments, these ways of thinking are valuable reminders to focus to living systems vitality. Following French philosopher Deleuze, rather than being caught up with our own judgments on these concepts' validity or accuracy, we can focus on what these life web concepts do, how they act in the world, or can provoke actions for a more ecological, regenerative culture. In Aotearoa New Zealand, we can be supporting thinking and acting for Māori as Māori or as Te Tiriti partners. We can think, design and act for the well-being of the living systems we're part of. And we can, each of us, from our own place, our own culture, explore different place-based ways of thinking about the inherent vitality, agency and connectivity of planetary life. We can each of us, as planet dwellers, enhance the vitality of the life support systems we are part of and that sustain us. We can all take ethical action for Māori ora to protect and enhance the entities that comprise the living world, weather, sky, sea, earth, trees, rivers, birds or other people. As designers, we can consider the relational flows of the life web we're part of as we design new, ecologically connected architectural and urban systems, considering where materials come from, where they go to, whether they enhance or deplete Māori or socio-ecological vitality, how our design strategies can bring well-being at urban and building scales, how they can connect people with each other and with local ecosystems. Designing in this way can greatly enrich the vitality of our living environment. This is the opportunity of our time to transition to just regenerative design practices that enhance social, cultural and ecological well-being. Mauri oho, mauri tū, mauri ora, kia tātou katoa, haumi hui, tae ki e.